So first off, I wanted to thank everybody for coming to the session. I really appreciate it. My name is Mike Flasco. I work on the OData team. And in this session, we're not going to do an introduction to OData, but what we're going to do is spend some time looking at kind of the common use cases for OData and how you can use OData to connect kind of any data source over the web to any device. Breaking down application silos. Basically what this means is there's a lot of apps out there that you put a lot of data into or generates a lot of data on your behalf. But oftentimes it's hard to get data out of that app or use that data in different ways, like consume it from a device, consume it from Excel, consume it from a visualization tool. And so there's a lot of companies that are integrating in OData directly into their app, whether it's a CRM system or a project management system or CMS systems. So what I want to do is just show you an example of that using Webnodes. Webnodes is a CMS system created by a Norwegian company just named Webnodes. And they create a semantic CMS. And what that means for them is that they have a CMS that really tries to maintain the structure of all the data you've given it. That way, it's got the structure and the relationships of the data. It can project out your data as an HTML page, as an OData feed, as any other format. And they've integrated OData natively into their CMS so that they can, you can easily get at all of your Webnodes data from a device, from an AJAX page, whatever. So I'm going to show you that, the Webnodes project in action. We've done similar things with SharePoint as well. So there we go. I'm trying to get back to my thingy here. And so let me fire up a couple of demos. Go back here. So this first site is actually being driven by Webnodes. It's Explore Norway. And it's just a demo version of a fuller site that they run in production. And I'm going to just go to the OData, OData endpoint behind this. And every piece of data in that CMS is exposed to me for consumption programmatically from the phone or whatever it might be. So I can say, give me the first 2 articles. So I just issued a query, give me the 2 articles. And they're going to give me the article information, and they're even giving me URIs to paragraphs of the particular article. So I can drill all the way into any piece of content from Webnodes programmatically here. Similarly, I can now go to a JavaScript page that's consuming that OData feed. And so what they've done is they've consumed all the images from that CMS, from that website, through JavaScript. And they've made a little nice demo page. So I can also filter. I can say, give me only the photos from Norway. Click on one of these. And you can see down below here, at the bottom, right here, this is actually the URI being generated by this demo. And so all of this is just being consumed by the OData feed. And we've got one more example with Webnodes. This is a children's charity in Norway called Red Barna. They run Webnodes to kind of manage their charity, keep people up to date with what's going on, take donations, etc. And because all this data is exposed using OData, they're able to consume it from not just developer tools, but all the other tools that are available, such as Excel and Microsoft Power Pivot. So using Excel and Power Pivot, they were able to consume all of this data into Excel by just taking that OData URL of the web page and pasting it into Excel and say, suck all the data into Excel so that we can analyze the data, see how we're going. So this particular charity is able to see how they're doing with donations. They're able to make that data available to people. And they're really able to manage their organization and see how things are going and get kind of rich visualizations about the state of their site. And all of this data is just live, hooked up to the OData feed for that Red Barna site. So you can do some pretty interesting things once you're able to kind of expose it in kind of an open way like this. So that's a couple quick examples by Webnodes. You can go to webnodes.com. They have a page on their OData integration there, and they talk about all the scenarios they've enabled using OData with Webnodes. So I encourage you to check that out. Next one, let's jump out of here and go back to PowerPoint. All right, so that was kind of the breaking down app silos approach. And we're seeing this with more and more applications all the time where you're getting these apps that have stored a ton of data, whether it's CMS systems or CRM systems, whatever they are, that are really just integrating OData natively so that as you're working with that application, the API is hydrated with all the data that you've been adding or manipulating.